Who is Steve?
I'm very, very thankful that the work that I do is, for the most part, very positive, helping people out, giving people something that they want, whether it's something with their business or will and trust. They're coming to me for something that they need.
In this day, we're in 2026. What scares you?
Scares me that I am no longer needed, that the services that I provide people are gone.
What has failure taught you, Steve?
Failures taught me that you can't just stop and give up.
What does family mean to you?
Family is my whole life.
But who's the man behind the suit?
I'm very blessed for what I have, but I know I can do better, and I know I can, and I strive to do better. And the people that I know that are very successful, they never stop.
Welcome back to BU Talks. Today's guest is someone that is well known as a successful business owner, attorney, but through those challenges and lessons, we're going to know the man that he is today. Welcome to BU Talks, Steve.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Not too bad. What did you do?
Today, I actually, on a Saturday, I went to work and did some work today, and then went back home and spent some time with the family, and then went to church, and then came here to see you.
So how was church?
Church was great, amazing. It's always a blessing.
So I always want to start all the way back. Who is Steve?
I'm Chaldean American. I always like to tell people. So I'm born and raised in San Diego. I had lived in a really great family growing up. My family were all small business owners. My dad had a liquor store. My brothers ran liquor stores. So as I was growing up, I went part of the family business. So from the time I was in middle school all the way through law school, I worked in our stores, and really shaped my life. Eventually, I got married to my wife, Catherine, and we have 3 kids now.
What was your family like growing up, Steve? Were they hard? Were they tough on you? Were they loving?
I think I had a really typical Chaldean upbringing. My parents came to America in 1980, and they had a lot of tradition that they instilled in me. So it was a very great upbringing, very respectful. I learned a lot from my mom and dad, from my brothers and my uncles. I was taught a lot of valuable lessons on life, and kind of really shaped me to who I am today.
Now, Steve, I want to go a little bit more personal. Did you ever have, growing up, an insecurity maybe with your parents telling you, hey, you have to follow the family business instead of chasing your dreams?
It was sort of kind of implied that I'd follow the family business, but my family was actually very supportive of me. My dad, God rest his soul, always wanted me to do good. I got good grades in school, and he always instilled in me, you have to work hard, and if you want to be successful, you got to do everything it takes. If you want to be a business person, go for it. If you want to be an attorney, go for it. Just always try your hardest. So I was very thankful that I got the support. I couldn't sit at home and do nothing. I had to do something. So I worked and worked really hard and studied, and got to where I am today.
So you talked about your dad that passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Was he one of the biggest motivators in your life to push you forward?
He was. My dad was very supportive of me. I'm the youngest of 5. So, he always treated me a little different, and he was always around encouraging me, making sure that I was, doing good and happy. And he always, asked me to do my best in whatever I did. And whether, again, in school, in life, in work, he was always, encouraging me to be a better person.
So you talked about you have 5 siblings. You're the youngest of 5?
I'm the youngest of 5, yeah.
You're the youngest of 5.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
So I'm the youngest of 5. My oldest brother is actually 20 years older than me, so there's a big gap. 3 brothers and a sister, so there's 5 of us total, and a really great relationship with all of them. We all grew up together as the youngest. They were all kind of like my parents more than my siblings, so each one of them taught me something different. As I said, we had liquor stores and small businesses growing up. I worked with all my siblings in different stores, and we had a couple restaurants. So I was able to kind of interact with them personally, of course, at home, and then also in business too.
So how was that?
It was great. It was a great learning experience. It was hard because, I couldn't just stay home and do nothing or just go to school. I was given the kind of direction of you got to go to work and follow in the footsteps of my family. So it was difficult, but it was very rewarding. I got to learn a lot.
Was there ever a moment in your life that you were like, you had an option of either you follow the family business or you do your own path, you go your own way?
Yeah, I think it was after college, I had got married and I was working at our store. And my plan was to kind of keep working at the store, maybe expand it and do something with it. But I felt that I had graduated college. I wanted to do something bigger. And, after talking with my wife, law school was kind of the path that took me. I still had to work. I didn't leave working at the store even during school. I had to support myself and my family, but I was thankfully got a lot of support that I didn't have to stay there. I could do whatever I wanted, and that's what I did.
So walk me through the moment that you decided, I don't want to do the family business. I want to go into my law school. So you mentioned that you talked to your wife.
Yeah.
Was there a specific thing that made you choose law instead of an engineer or, for example, a doctor or a nurse?
So I always wanted to be a lawyer ever since I was a little kid. For some reason, and my family would always joke, you're going to be a lawyer someday. And I think I liked the grandeur of being an attorney. I've always loved helping people. I saw that attorneys are kind of the catalyst of, you're going to take somebody's case and you're going to help them and, you're going to do better for them. So that was always something that I had a passion for growing up and as I got older. And then, when I was married, it was my first year in my marriage. We were, trying to make it, myself and my wife. And the store business was great. My family has been very successful with it, but I just thought that I could do more. I thought if I kind of took a different path and worked at it, that I could achieve that goal that I've always wanted.
So you mentioned helping people.
Yeah.
So I know you were a knight for a very long time.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
So yeah, I'm part of the Knights of Columbus Martoma Council. I've been a knight for almost 20 years now, been active for the last 10 or so. It's a great organization. It's a fraternal organization made up of Catholic men. Our council, of course, is part of our Chaldean church that we do, year round. We're doing events to raise money, to help people, donate money, sort of whatever our church needs, we're always there.
Now, Steve, was there anybody who believed in you before you believed in yourself?
Oh, man. I was very, very lucky to have a lot of people that believe in me. I think probably my biggest supporter was my wife.
How so?
She stood by me, every step of the way. We got married very young. When we first got married, I was working. I was helping out my family, really sort of working hard, struggling, sometimes opening and closing multiple times a week, and just to, kind of bring our own success together. And she knew that I had, kind of a bigger destiny, and she really supported me with whatever decision I made, and especially when it came to school, that as hard as it was very difficult to get through law school, and without her support, it would have been, probably wouldn't be able to do it.
So she pretty much stuck with you. She was like, "What? I am your ride or die.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go through you to the end of the world.
Yeah.
If you're gonna become a lawyer, we're gonna do this together."
Yeah.
So you talked about you were working day and night, right? You were closing and opening. How did you find the time to study and do all this with opening and closing and studying, especially with law school? That's like, I know the bar is like one of the hardest exams to take.
Yeah. I studied at the store, believe it or not. I would go to school in the morning, and then I would come to the store and put my books on the counter and do as much as I could there, and try not to do so much at home so I can spend some time with my family, but even at home I had to study. So it was something that I wanted to do, and I had no choice. I had to work. I had to support myself and my family, and if I was going to do that, I had to sacrifice.
How did you just mentioned sacrifice.
Yeah.
What made you sacrifice all that time, all that energy, all that? Did you know it was your destiny?
Yeah, I really saw being a lawyer, a career path that I wanted. That was what I was destined to do. My, ability to do well in school and in life, I really thought that I can put that into something positive, and then get through school doing it.
Now, Steve, if you can go back to yourself in law school, what would you tell yourself now?
Oh man. I would have told myself to make more time for legal experience. Maybe work for another attorney, make some time to do that. Unfortunately, I didn't have that ability since I was working, but it would have been very valuable today.
So, I know you have your own practice.
Yes.
What was it starting your own practice like?
It was very difficult. When I finished school and I passed the bar, I was having a hard time finding a job. I did have some friends that kind of gave me work. Thankfully, they showed me the ropes, but nobody was really hiring at the time. My resume was very limited. I had one internship out of law school. Other than my family business, I didn't really have much. So I had to start my own practice, and I started it from the ground up 10 years ago now.
Were you scared?
Very scared. Very scared. It was a real struggle. I was taking any work that I could get. Anytime another lawyer needed somebody to go to court, I'd jump and go do it. If they needed somebody to just run an errand, I would do it. So
you were the man that to go, like,
Yeah.
if they needed anything,
yeah,
call Steve up.
yeah.
So, what if it didn't work?
Thankfully, with my family's support, I think I would have probably just gone back into my family's business one way or another, whether it was working at the store or owning my own store. I would have fell back to that, even though that's probably not something that I always wanted to do, but I knew I was good at and I could have done. So it would have been a little more difficult, probably emotionally, but I think I would have been okay.
So you've always had that cushion behind you, like you've always have a backup plan. If law didn't work out, I'll just go fall in the family business back in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up, with my family owning our own businesses, so I always had that mentality. I was going to own my business one way or another, whether it's my practice or something else. That's always something that I knew I was going to do.
Okay. What did you sacrifice the most?
Oh, man. Definitely time away from my family. I think that was the biggest sacrifice.
Do you regret it?
At times, I kind of look back and say, I wish it didn't have to be that way, but it did make me who I am. The hard work and the sacrifice really kind of comes into play in my career. And so as hard as it was, it really taught me what's important, what's valuable. So I wouldn't trade it in because it's where it's got me today.
So, Steve, now a lot of people, like you said, right? I asked you if you regretted it. And you said, I do sometimes. But you know how you get to a certain level in life where you think, okay, I'm a lawyer now. I have time. But life gets even more difficult. Life gets more busier, right? You thinking maybe now I have all the time in the world. I'm a lawyer. I could go 3 days a week.
Yeah.
What is that experience like?
It's definitely not like that. I mean, I do have the luxury since I do own my own business. I can make my own schedule, but I have a responsibility to my clients too. So the hours are long. I try to balance my family life as much as I can, but it is hard at times to kind of, leave the office early or take time off. So it is a challenge, but I try to do my best to support myself, in business and at home.
Now, Steve, I want to ask you a very, very deep question. What keeps you up at night?
Oh man, gosh, I have a lot of sort of clients that rely on me, and I think what keeps me up is that I do right by them. That my work speaks for itself. That to not miss a deadline, to not miss certain things. I think I really want to focus to make sure that my clients are treated right and their cases are done the right way.
Now, a lot of people, when they make it to the top, right, and success is a really, really big thing, right? It's not everybody thinks success is there. Do you feel alone?
No, I don't know if I feel alone. I'm very grateful for all my success that I have, and I think I can be better at what I'm doing and continue to achieve higher and higher goals. I don't want to just sit back and and take it easy. I think hard work is kind of, embedded in me, and I want to continue to work hard and continue to, be successful, support my family, ensure my family's future, even more so.
So you keep talking about hard work.
Yeah.
What is hard work to you?
Hard work is basically leaving early in the morning and working all day, staying late, into the evening, making sure clients are taken care of, answering phone calls, answering emails, filling out documents, reviewing documents. Every day is hard work.
Yeah, but like for example, like I can go from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., right?
Yeah.
I don't consider that hard work.
Yeah.
So what is hard work to you?
I mean, it's
How is it different for you? Well, what is different that about you that no one else knows?
I think just sort of my work ethic is a little different. I take on a lot of things, but I'm very careful of each client that I have, each case that I have. I make sure to watch and take care of it in the way that it deserves. Clients kind of rely on me to get their things done. It's a very important job that I have. So the mental stress kind of does take a toll at times, but it's what I signed up for, and it's what I'm good at.
Do you ever feel like just want to give up?
There are hard days, of course. I think there are days where I just, want to pack it up and not come back again and find something else to do. But I love it. It's definitely a passion of mine. I've been doing it for a long time, and, I hope to keep doing it.
What keeps you going every day?
I'm very, very thankful that the work that I do is, for the most part, very positive, helping people out, giving people something that they want, whether it's something with their business or will and trust. They're coming to me for something that they need, that it's not something that they're fighting with. So it's a really big passion of mine.
Of course. What has practicing law taught you about the human people?
I mean, I think I've been able to kind of understand people better. People come from all different walks of life, different, upbringings, different financial situations, different ideas, different mentalities. So I've been able to kind of see a lot of everything over the last 10 years. And it's very interesting how people are and what their circumstances have brought them to. And I'm happy that I can be a part of it, whether it's to help them find something out or figure something out or even prepare their future. I've been able to kind of learn and adapt to be a better person myself by, interacting with others.
How so?
I think, in my profession, I'm not limited to just one group of people. I see all kinds of people, a lot of Chaldeans, a lot of non-Chaldeans, people from different backgrounds, different financial situations. So I think I see how they are and what they've done and kind of put myself in and how much I can help them, and, reflects on me too.
Has law ever taught you about life?
Yeah. The field of law is very important in our society today. We live by, the legal standards. And I think a lot of people want to kind of go beyond that or go around it. And I really believe that the law is important. It does keep us in line. And I will defend it as much as I could.
All right, Steve. So we know you're an attorney. We know you're a business owner. But who's the man behind the suit?
Well, first and foremost, I am a man of God. I am Catholic. I'm a Chaldean American. I am a husband to my wife, Catherine, father to my 3 kids, Abigail, Charlotte, and Thomas, son, cousin, confidant, friend. I am somebody that's always there for you. Anybody that calls me, I do my best to help them, to be with them, whether it's at church, whether it's at home or at work. I really look at myself as being the person that you can go to. I love helping people. It's very rewarding to me. I think that's who I am, outside of work at all times.
So you kept mentioning you love helping people,
Yeah.
right? Was there a moment in your early life that, teenage years, early adulthood that, like, you saw something that, hey, I want to go, this is what I want to do. I want to go help more people like this?
I think just growing up with the friends that I had and the people around me, I was able to use the skills that I had to kind of help them out, whether it was in school or at home or at work. I think I just, saw that I had this ability to do stuff, and and to give that to them. I really take that from my dad and my family, that, growing up, our thing was that, if you can't do for yourself, do for others. And I really take pride in that I tried not to just do things on my own. I really love helping people, giving them something from myself that can better themselves or make them happy.
So right now, if I go call your cousin, what would they tell me about Steve?
Well, they'd say they probably need to call to get a hold of me if I get to it. But I would hope that they say that I'm a good, loving person, that I'm kind, and I'm there for whatever you need.
Now, Steve, what is success to you?
Success to me is someone that works hard, that puts a lot of effort into their lives or into something that they do to better themselves. I know a lot of people, I think, look at success in a financial sense, which I think that's a big part of it. But success should be more than that, I think. I think success needs to be making yourself better than who you are, in your life, socially, in your work, in your home life. You have to be able to put everything in you to achieve your goals. And that's really what success is. It's hard work. Success doesn't come easy. I'm very blessed for what I have, but I know I can do better, and I know I can, and I strive to do better. And the people that I know that are very successful, they never stop. If you're successful and you're just sitting around doing nothing, it's not going to last. I think those that are ultra successful keep going, and they take what they have and they keep going with it.
You always want more.
Yeah.
You always want the next big thing.
Yeah.
So actually, the last part, you could always do better.
Yeah.
I have someone that I'm very close to. He always tells me that. He always tells me, whatever you do, but you can do better.
Yeah.
And in life, it's generally that's like that. You know, you could always do better. There's always, you may think that you've made it to the top, but there's always something that you can do better or improve. Now, Steve, do you think you're successful?
I do. I really do. I'm very grateful for what I have, what I've achieved, in my career and in my life. And I know I have a long way to go. Thankfully, I do have a lot of support. I'm very passionate about what I do. But yeah, I would consider myself successful.
What is the definition of success to you?
Success is, at least on a regular basis, achieving goals that you set out for yourself. If you achieve goal to make more money or to expand your business or to, kind of better your life, you have to set out those goals far ahead, and you got to work hard for it. It's a step-by-step thing that I think. It's not achieved in one night. It's done over time.
Now, Steve, I want to try something with you.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning, the law firm is gone.
Mm-hmm.
The title, Steve Mattia, on the door is gone. The money is gone.
Yeah.
The reputation is gone. What would your wife say your biggest flaw is?
Ooh, that I wouldn't be able to stay home. That I have to get out and do something.
So what would you do?
I would find the first job that I can take so I can support myself. I'd probably go back to the liquor store. That's where I started.
Have you forgave all your mistakes?
I don't know about that. I've definitely made a lot of mistakes over the years, and I think I learned from them and continue to learn from them. I don't expect to be perfect, so I can see myself making more, but I think learning from them is more valuable.
Walk me through one mistake that kind of, you were like, I'm on rock bottom, I'm done.
Oh, man. I don't know. A big mistake that I made. Gosh, I can't think of one.
It could be personal, business. It could be like, I went today and I took on a case that I knew that this was going to be an easy walk in the park, but when I got the case, it turned to be, wow.
Well, I have taken some cases that I regret taking. I was a little over my head early on in my career. I was very desperate for work, so I took on certain things that I didn't know about, I wasn't really familiar with, and learned the hard way that I made a lot of mistakes, on behalf of clients, and it really brought me back, that I can't do that. I need to be, better at taking certain cases that I know and not just taking anything I can.
What scares you today? In this day, we're in 2026. What scares you?
Scares me that I am no longer needed, that the services that I provide people are gone, whether my industry goes away or just me personally. People don't want to come to me for anything anymore. That does scare me because my industry is it's very competitive. There's a lot of attorneys out there, and a lot of us are doing the same thing. So I really rely on myself more than the work. So it scares me if people stop coming.
So it's kind of like the work ethic, right? Because again, like you just said, there's a very competitive world out there. There's multiple, walks of life, right? There's multiple competition, but it's the work ethic and the hard work that kind of puts you there.
Yeah.
Now, Steve, what does family mean to you?
Family is my whole life. Family is the biggest part of my life. My wife and kids, and my mom, my brother, sister, my extended family. That's everything to me. I work hard every day to be successful for them. We're not all, going to be here someday, and I want my kids to grow up in a comfortable life, to see kind of that their dad worked hard for them, and to instill that in them the same way my mom and dad instilled in me, that things aren't just going to get handed to you. You really have to work at it in school, in life, in business. So I really want to kind of put that forth, where I continue to work for my family's behalf and for them to learn as they grow older and do the same.
If I ask you a question, you just said that you want to build a life for your kids, right, and your family, and you want to when they're 20 years down the line, they don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
What is that? What does that goal? Is that is there a number to it? Where you say, you know what, if I reach $10 million, that's it. I'm gonna sit here, retire, enjoy my time. That's it.
Well, for me, I don't think it's a number. I think for me, it's just kind of doing what I do and making money and growing my practice, again, to better my family. So I don't know if I can put a number on a cap. I think it's never, you never stop. You got to keep going because there's more to it. If I make a certain amount of money, I'm going to put that forth into something else. Again, whether it's my business or in my family's growth, my family's health, I can see myself going as long as I could, and maybe once my kids are married and are doing well for themselves, then I'll probably slow down.
I want to talk about legacy. Do you want to leave a legacy behind?
Yeah, I want people to remember me for who I am, to be a good person, that I did wrong by I didn't do wrong by anybody, that I did right by those who encountered me. My family's reputation is very important to me. I grew up with a great family, a great reputation. I want to keep that going. I want people to, if they think about me in the future, that whether I helped them or whether I was there for them, that my life was impactful on them.
Now, Steve, if your children are watching this in 20 years, well, what would you want to tell them?
I want to tell them that I hope they're doing well for themselves. I hope they're happy in what they're doing, and that they learned from their mom and dad on, who to be, the type of people that they are, and that they're working hard themselves, and that they're achieving the goals that they're setting out to.
What has failure taught you, Steve?
Failures taught me that you can't just stop and give up. When in the certain things that I failed and that have really held me back or hindered me, have shown me that if I just gave up, then I would get nowhere. Failure is difficult. There's a lot to learn from it, and the best lesson is that you just got to keep trying and not fail again, to make the idea that failure is not an option.
So what do you mean by it's not an option? So what if it wasn't your plan to be a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
You said it's not an option. Would you have done the impossible just to become a lawyer?
I mean, I think I would have done my best to become a lawyer, which I did, and I was very, very grateful that I was able to get through school and pass the bar and be where I'm at. But if it wasn't in the cards for me, if that wasn't part of the plan, then I think I would have found something else and worked just as hard to achieve that. I never saw myself as just looking for a handout. I knew that if I wanted to do something, I'd have to get it. I was in high school and finished high school, and I wanted to have a career, so I went to college. I was the first person in my family to go to college, and but I still had to work, so I was still working at the store while I was going to school. I finished school, I got married, I wanted to do something more, decided if I'm going to do something, I got to do it, myself. So applied for law school and kept going from there.
So you won, you were nominated for 40 under 40.
Yeah.
And you received it, correct?
Yes.
How did that feel when you got that call, like, hey, you're going to be on the magazine of all of San Diego?
It was great. It was amazing. It's an amazing feeling. I'm very grateful to be nominated. I was nominated by close friends of mine, Dr. Nori Barca and Juliana Georgis, who put my name in the race, and I got the call that I won, and I was very happy for that and very grateful. And I'm 39, so I think it's the last chance I get, so I made it.
So did you, like, when you got that call, were you like, for me, if I got that call, right after I hang up, after acting professional, I would have screamed on top of my lungs, I made it, like that.
Yeah. I don't think I screamed. I called my wife, and I told her, and she was very happy, and we were both very excited. And sometimes it's nice to kind of get those things, recognition after, all these years of working hard, and it pays off.
Now, Steve, we call this show BU Talks because every guest has a unique story, right? If somebody watching this feeling stuck, lost, or they're starting from zero, what is one piece of advice that you would give them?
Don't give up. If you have a goal in mind and that you want to achieve, don't give up. Figure it out, whatever it takes. It's hard work is part of life. Nothing's gonna get handed to you. We might want it to be, and some people might have that, but those before them worked hard. So you have to just set your goals out. I learned that at a young age, that if you want to achieve something, write it down. Put a goal in mind and work towards it. Baby steps. It's not a race. It's a marathon. So put yourself out there as much as you can, and don't give up. I see myself that I had a lot of challenges, and I had a lot of pushbacks, setbacks that I caused myself, but I was able to overcome them. And support, faith is a big part of my life, my family support, and then just overall sort of goal in mind personality.
Now, Steve, what keeps you going?
I always want to be better than I was the day before. I want to keep working and be more successful for my family's sake, for my future. So, I really want to just keep achieving those goals. I always set out little goals for myself and do whatever it takes to achieve it, and however long it takes.
So, Steve, you've kind of found a pattern here. You've always, you've talked about success. You've talked about hard work, family. How is family very important to you? What does family mean to you?
Family is everything to me. Family is my whole life. Everything that I do is for my family's sake. I want to be the good husband and the good father to my family, that I can provide for them, not only financially, but socially, to watch my kids grow up and be good people the same way that my parents taught me, and to be a better person today, to work hard to be a better person tomorrow. So I leave that good example for my family.
So what are some values that your dad taught you?
My dad always taught me to respect yourself. He was really big on that. My dad had a lot of friends. He knew a lot of people in San Diego and Michigan and everywhere else really knew him, and that he was a good man. He was a respectful man. He helped people whenever he could. He was there. So I listened a lot and learned a lot from him, and same thing from my brothers and my sister, that we have to be ourselves, to be true to yourself, and to show yourself that you can be a good person, a respectful person, that our family name is very important. And that's something that I try to instill in my kids too. So
you talked about your dad, that he's a well-known person, that he's helped, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever think that maybe you got that help, that you want to help people through him?
Yeah, I really do. I really see myself getting that from him. I saw that as a young kid, and then growing up, that's the type of person that he was, and that's the type of person that I wanted to be.
So you want to build that legacy.
Yeah.
So how was the relationship between your dad and your mom while growing up?
Oh, they were great parents. They, always showed me love, and especially as being the youngest, I was around them a lot because they were older, and my dad had slowed down from working, so I got to kind of see him more often, and they taught me a lot. Made sure that I was on the right track. Anything that I did, if I did good at it, they would, be happy, be proud of me, and then kind of make sure that I kept going.
So there's a saying, they always say the youngest is always spoiled.
Yeah.
In Chaldean they say, Zorat Kille, yani, they bring him out,
Yeah.
he's spoiled. Were you
I mean, I think I got some different attention than my siblings, thankfully. But I was treated, very similar to them. That we're all together. We're all in it together. We all worked together in our businesses, and we all lived a very good life together. But yeah, I think I got a little bit more advantages than my siblings did.
Do you think that your mom and dad went a little bit easier on you than your siblings?
Yeah, probably. Being younger, being born here, I had a different opportunity. They were in a different place in their life. They had the help of my brothers, kind of in work and stuff. So I think I did get a little better.
So you mentioned that you were the first in your family to graduate college.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
It was great. I was very that wasn't something that I thought I could do. It was a goal that I had because I wanted to do that for myself and to achieve that goal. I was very grateful to do it. Very blessed that I had that opportunity. I know my family, my brothers and sister, that's something that they wanted to do too. They just kind of went on a different path and had their success in a different way. But I was very grateful that I was able to do that.
Now, Steve, if you wanted to name one thing that you could never let go, what would it be?
I'd never let go of my family. I think my family is the biggest thing, whether I'm, ultra successful or, ultra low. My family is the one thing that keeps me going.
How so?
That's just my whole life. Everything I do is to better their future, to better our, future here today, to better my kids' future. If it wasn't for them, then I wouldn't really have the motivation, to keep going. I want to be that successful person so they don't have to work so hard. To work hard is, I think, important, but not as hard, maybe.
Steve, I want to know, what is the one thing that you've always wanted but never got?
Always wanted, but I never got. I don't know. I don't know. Always wanted, never got. I think. I don't know. I always wanted. Gosh. I guess probably something, with work. I always wanted to have, my name and in an office building, major high rise somewhere, to have it plastered that I've reached a level of success where I'm very well known and in the legal community. But haven't got there yet.
So that's the new. So you want your name on a big high sky-rise building that you never got?
No, that's one goal.
What is something personal? We know that you're a lawyer. We know your work, but I want to know, Steve, what is something on a personal thing that you've wanted but you didn't get it?
Gosh, I think at this time I can probably say I'd want probably a little bit more time with my dad. Before he passed away. I think that would have been nice to kind of have that longer than I did.
Were you always at work?
Yeah, I was always working ever since I was in middle school.
Was that hard?
Very hard, but taught me a lot.
What did it teach you?
It taught me about the world. I really got to learn about the real world. Working in a liquor store, you get to see all kinds of people. You get to interact with them on a regular basis. So it taught me a lot of people skills. Taught me communication. Taught me sympathy. Taught me empathy. Hard work was right in the middle of it. Something that you're in this industry where it's a service industry. It might be retail on the face of it, but it is a service. You want to make sure that you're providing something for somebody so they can keep coming back. And that's what I do today. My industry is legal, but I also am selling myself. If I do a bad job or if I come off as a bad person, they're either not going to finish with me or not going to want to come back. So I really take what my upbringing and work to heart, that as hard as it was, it really taught me a lot today.
Do you regret choosing law?
No, not at all.
So if I asked you a question, if I told you, give up being a lawyer, but you would spend an extra 10 minutes with your dad?
Yeah, I probably would, yeah.
You would give up become a lawyer?
Yeah.
Now, Steve, I know life is hard now for our younger generation growing up, right?
Yeah.
They think that everything is easy, comes easy, right?
Yeah.
What is a message that you would tell them?
Don't give up. Life is very difficult. It's meant to be that way. And I think a lot of us learn those hard lessons as we go along, and that's just a big part of life. That's part of God's plan that he has for us, that if you want to achieve, you have to figure out what you want to do. Stay focused. I know a lot of our younger generation are kind of all over the place and where they're at or where they want to be, and I get it. I think I was a little like that at a young age, but as you grow older, you're going to kind of see what you want, the type of person that you want to be, and set out those goals and do whatever it takes. A lot of people, school's the choice, and there's, various degrees of school, and some people it's not. There's other forms of education or work that, people are better suited at, and they can achieve those goals and be successful.
Always cherish the times with your loved ones. That's the most important part.
Very important. Cherish time with your family. Spend time as much as you can. Make sure you're always thanking God and for your blessings. He's a big part of our lives, and he gives us everything that we have.
Perfect. Well, thank you for being on BU Talk, Steve. Your story is truly, truly impressing, and honestly, learning from you is, as somebody that's experienced, right, in the world of law and life in general. Thank you very much for being on BU Talk, Steve.
Thank you for having me.